Welcome to Juniper Springs in Ocala, Florida. It is a gorgeous springs just about an hour and a half away from St. Augustine. I am Amber Shah, the Shah of Saint Augustine. Welcome back to another episode of Living the Dream in St. Augustine. This is the walkway, and there is my beautiful friend Stephanie. She also lives in St. Augustine, and she is my adventure buddy. So we like to go check out all the springs. You can see our other video on Alexander Springs. We usually head down to the springs and we'll rent a kayak. And we had gone on a Monday right after a tropical storm. So usually after a storm, you have to be worried that the waters might not be super clear, but as you can see, they were nice and clear for the most part, and we were able to go kayaking. We got a tandem kayak on this adventure, which we will never be doing again, but it was tons of fun, and we got to take a little dip. We saw some other patrons visiting the springs, and they were springing and swimming in this area where there's a swimming hole. And I believe that I was reading that this area was enclosed in the 1930s. So what's interesting about these kinds of things are there are things that you could never do today, because back in the day, people would just start taking some cement and go rogue and start pouring it out. So now we have all these awesome rules and regulations and laws that help the environment stay intact. But this was still lots of fun and beautiful. Check this out. It was nice and cool. One of my favorite things about going to visit the springs is how remarkably refreshing they are. They are so nice and cool, especially compared to the beach waters up here in Florida, or also sometimes compared to just still waters like lakes or marshes and all that good stuff. And we just wanted to stand around here, get our feet wet, get a little bit cooled off while we were waiting for all of our stuff to get set up. And we weren't even sure if we were going to be able to get kayaks today, but they were super helpful, and we did get our kayaks, so that was great. And now we're ready to go get our kayak, roll it on down to the loading area, which they put the kayak up on this little wheeled dolly, I would say, like a kayak dolly, if you will, or if you won't, whatever. And then here's me holding my paddles, and I got my life jacket that they said that we were required to have them, but we didn't have a requirement of having to wear them, so that was cool. But this walk down to the loading area was just so beautiful that I wanted to record it and show everybody how beautiful Florida is, because it is just absolutely stunning. Sometimes you just stand around staring at everything. There's so much to see, so just take it in, have some breaths, enjoy a little mindfulness at this moment. Over yonder, there was a water mill, or if it's just called a mill, but there it is over there. You can kind of see it. I was trying to get a close-up without getting too close to it, because I was on a mission to get kayaking, and then I had to get home. But what happened here, not too sure. But there was lots to see and lots to do. I believe that you can do boating, camping, nature walks, nature walking, watching, hiking, backpacking. You could do rentals of cabins. There's so much awesome stuff to do, and you just have to call ahead to the National Park Service, any of the parks that you go visit. This is where we did our drop-in, and it was just so gorgeous. Look at how clear that water is. Oh my gosh, but it got pretty narrow and treacherous. Come with us for the ride. What was really fun about this particular run was that we had a tandem together, and the tandem, I was hoping, was going to allow me to have more time to look around and do peeping and whatnot, but I forgot that I haven't done a canoe in quite some time. So since it is longer, the backseat person, which was me, has to do all of the steering, and then the front person has to do all like the rowing. So there's my buddy getting stuck. Sorry, I was busy making videos instead of watching where we were going. So this is us, and as we continued, it was lots of fun, but I was only able to make a few videos because I kept getting trapped and not looking at what I was supposed to be doing. I was worried about my videos and then not worried about my companion over here getting smacked by trees. So this is us going just in the beginning mostly. So this is her being like, turn the stupid camera off. Just kidding, just kidding. She she loves me. But we had lots of fun and we had lots of laughs, and oh my god, we were like going underneath all of these, like, look at how narrow this is. There's usually a pretty wide stream, but dude, this was so thin. But for real, I got like a few minutes of videos and I was like, that's it, we really need to pay attention. Look at this, we have to go under this tree. We have like limbo under the tree. We might have gotten stuck, and I was like, turn this off. We got so stuck. All right, so then I gave her the camera because she was tired of me getting us stuck places, and I was like, you know what, just put this between your knees. And then we'll make a video. So look at how pretty this is, you guys. Oh my god, you need to come check this out for yourself because Florida is just so amazing. So this was a really cool place to be, and we saw 2 gators during our trip. Oh my gosh, one of them did scare the bejeebies out of me because my friend was like, is that a gator? And I legit thought that it was a fallen tree, but it was an actual gator, and it was pretty close to us. So usually they'll swim away from us when we see them, but this one was going right towards us, which was actually kind of scary. But look at it, look at this, the thinness. This was a very thin path. So I recommend that if you go with your friends down to Juniper Springs and you decide that you want to go kayaking, please get a single because these doubles are treacherous, man. Look at all these tight turns we had to do. You definitely want to be a little bit more experienced. And there was 1 or 2 micro rapids, as I would call them, and we got stuck on some of these sandbars because I do also believe that Juniper Springs goes down to about 16 feet, but for the most part, it's pretty shallow. So it's like you could get out and you could walk around, like if you're feeling confident and stuff. We were going underneath all these trees, and the spiders were coming on to us from the trees. Oh my god, I got like 5 spiders that fell on me, 2 gators that we saw, a partridge in a pear tree, and we had so much fun at the end. For the last mile out of these 7.5 miles that we went, the last mile was raining, and then by the time we finally did get to our pull-out area, it was pouring raining. And overall, I would still recommend going and checking it out. And then down yonder here, there was actually a family of people that were just in the water, just waiting and just like wading in the water, just hanging out. And they were saying that they were from Seattle. So some lady from Seattle, if you see this video, then I'm glad that I met you. And I hope you guys come visit us soon. And we'll see you around Florida. So y'all stay classy, St. Augustine. Bye.